Okay, so I got to admit, sometimes that late night work session,
Yeah.
it just feels right, you
Yeah.
know? But lately, I've been thinking, am I really paying the price for all those all-nighters?
Right.
So today, we are diving deep
Yes.
into the science of sleep.
The science of sleep.
We've got a ton of research and expert insights all lined up to really kind of uncover why sleep is so much more
Yeah.
than hitting that snooze button.
I think you're definitely not alone in
Yeah.
questioning those late nights. It's fascinating because for a long time, even science kind of looked at sleep as this passive state,
Right,
almost like our brains were just powering down.
right.
But we now know it's anything but passive.
It's so true, and we're going to be uncovering how sleep impacts
Yeah.
everything,
Every
from your immune system
Yes.
to your athletic performance,
Right.
even your emotional balance.
Yeah.
But first, let's get into, like, the basics. What's actually happening in our brains and bodies while we're sleeping?
Think of it like a nightly renovation crew
Okay.
coming in to fix everything up.
I like that.
There are two main phases,
Okay.
non-REM and REM sleep.
Yeah.
During non-REM, especially those deep early night hours,
Uh-huh.
your body's busy,
Yeah.
repairing tissue, releasing growth hormone.
Right.
It's like hitting the gym for your organs.
So that's why I always feel like I've had a good workout when I wake up from a deep sleep.
Yes.
But what about the other type?
That's where REM sleep comes in.
Okay.
It's lighter sleep.
Okay.
And yes, this is where most dreaming occurs.
Right.
But your brain isn't just like randomly making up stories.
Right.
It's consolidating memories,
Okay.
moving them from short-term
Okay.
to long-term storage, and even making connections between seemingly unrelated ideas.
Wow.
Some researchers actually compare it to the brain editing a film,
Mm.
taking raw footage from the day and creating a cohesive narrative.
So it's not just about feeling rested.
No.
It's literally about building a better, sharper brain overnight.
Precisely.
Wow. That's amazing.
And if we neglect sleep,
Uh-oh.
those benefits, they go out the window. It's like
Yeah.
running your phone on low battery constantly.
Right.
Eventually, even basic functions start to suffer.
Okay. Yeah, that analogy makes total sense.
Yeah.
But let's get specifics.
Sure.
Our sources really dig deep into how sleep or lack of it affects our immune systems.
Okay.
I always used to think getting sick was just bad luck.
Right.
But it turns out sleep plays a huge role.
Absolutely.
So tell me about that.
Think of your immune system as like an army
Okay.
with all these different specialized units.
Uh-huh.
One crucial unit is made up of cytokines.
Okay.
These are signaling proteins that help regulate your immune response.
So they're like the messengers telling your body's defense, like, where to go and what to fight.
Exactly. And guess what? During sleep, your body increases production of specific cytokines,
Okay.
like interleukin-12 and interferon gamma,
Wow. Okay.
which are crucial for fighting off infections.
So when I'm sleep deprived,
Uh-huh.
my cytokine levels drop,
Yeah.
making me more susceptible to getting sick.
It's like sending your troops into battle
Ooh,
without proper communication.
Right.
They're less effective, more vulnerable.
That's a great analogy.
Our sources actually highlight a study
Okay.
where people who consistently slept less than 6 hours a night
Okay.
were significantly more likely to catch a cold when exposed to the virus.
Wow, that's pretty convincing.
Yeah.
It explains why so many people, I think, get sick after periods of intense stress or work deadlines.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You're pushing your body to the limit
right.
and then neglecting sleep.
Yeah,
It's like disarming your main defense system.
that's a really good point.
Yeah.
So, okay, sleep deprivation makes us more likely to catch a cold.
Right.
What else does it do to our bodies?
You know that feeling when you're exhausted
Yeah.
and you just crave sugary, fatty foods?
Oh, yeah.
Turns out there's a biological reason for that.
Really?
Sleep deprivation actually messes with your hunger hormones.
Wait, really? I always thought those late night cravings were just like a willpower issue.
Willpower definitely plays a role,
Okay.
but sleep deprivation throws a wrench in the system,
Okay.
increases ghrelin,
Okay.
the hormone that signals hunger, and decreases leptin,
Okay.
the hormone that tells you you're full.
Oh, so even if I'm like trying to eat healthy and everything,
Right.
my body is literally telling me to eat more when I'm sleep deprived.
It's a double whammy.
Wow.
You're fighting both your willpower and your own hormones.
Wow.
Plus,
Yeah.
sleep deprivation can slow down your metabolism,
Uh-oh.
making it even harder to manage your weight.
So it's not just about like, late night snacking.
Right?
It's about how my body processes food overall.
Precisely. And this can have serious long-term consequences.
Right.
The research shows a clear link
Okay.
between chronic sleep deprivation
Okay.
and increased risk of obesity and type 2 diabetes.
This is really making me rethink those late night work sessions.
Yeah.
But what about like people who need to be at peak performance?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
athletes.
Right.
Does sleep affect them differently?
Athletes, especially those in high-intensity sports,
Uh-huh.
absolutely need adequate sleep.
Okay.
One study found that basketball players who increased their sleep to 10 hours a night
Wow.
saw a 9% improvement in their free throw accuracy.
Wow. A 9% improvement.
It is.
That's huge.
Yeah, and it's not just about accuracy.
Okay.
Sleep deprivation slows reaction time,
Okay.
reduces muscle recovery,
Right.
and increases the risk of injury.
So for athletes, it's not even just about,
No?
feeling good.
Right.
It's about maximizing their potential
Yeah,
and staying safe.
exactly.
Okay, wow. And it's not just physical performance that's affected.
Right.
Let's talk about how sleep, or lack of it, influences our emotions.
Okay.
Have you ever noticed that when you're tired,
Yeah.
everything seems more annoying?
Uh-huh.
Like your emotional volume is turned up?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Like even the smallest things can just set me off
Right.
when I'm sleep deprived.
Uh-huh.
Is there like a scientific reason for that?
There is.
Okay.
Sleep deprivation
Okay.
impairs your emotional regulation system. Think of it like this.
Okay.
There are two key parts of your brain involved.
Okay.
The amygdala
Okay.
and the prefrontal cortex.
Yeah.
The amygdala
Uh-huh.
is like your brain's alarm system,
Okay.
constantly scanning for threats
Okay.
and triggering emotional responses.
So it's like the fight or flight center of the brain.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, the prefrontal cortex
Okay.
is like the rational,
Yeah.
thoughtful part of your brain, the one that helps you make good decisions
Okay.
and regulate your emotions.
Wow.
But when you're sleep deprived,
Yeah.
the amygdala goes into overdrive,
Oh, no.
making you more sensitive to stress.
So everything just like feels like a bigger deal?
Exactly.
Right.
And to make matters worse,
Oh.
the sleep-deprived prefrontal cortex
Wow.
isn't as effective
Right.
at controlling the amygdala's impulses.
Mhm.
It's like your rational brain is trying to talk your emotional brain down,
Right.
but the connection's fuzzy.
Oh, so you're feeling everything more intensely,
Yes.
but you have less control over your reactions.
Right.
No wonder I get so snappy
It's
when I'm
just
tired.
It's a recipe for overreacting,
Yeah.
making impulsive decisions,
Ah.
and generally feeling more irritable
Right.
and anxious.
Yeah.
Our sources even point to studies linking chronic sleep deprivation to increased risk
Mhm.
of mood disorders like depression and anxiety.
So it's not just about like feeling grumpy. It's about protecting our long-term mental health.
It's a crucial point,
Yeah.
and one that's often overlooked.
For sure.
But before we get into the long-term consequences of sleep deprivation,
Okay.
let's talk about how sleep affects
Yeah.
something I think many of us struggle with,
It's,
learning and memory.
ooh, okay.
Yeah. It's funny. We pull all-nighters to cram for exams,
Right.
thinking we're being super productive.
Right, yeah.
But research suggests that we're actually shooting ourselves in the foot.
Yeah, that's right. We've talked about how sleep is crucial for consolidating memories.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, like,
Mm-hmm.
what's the science behind that?
Right.
How does our brain actually learn while we sleep?
It's like our brains have a nightly filing system.
Okay.
During non-REM sleep, especially the deep stages.
Okay.
Newly learned information gets transferred from a temporary holding area,
Hmm.
the hippocampus,
Okay.
to more permanent storage in the cortex.
So it's like moving files from a cluttered desktop
Exactly.
to neatly organized folders.
Exactly.
Got it.
And during REM sleep, those memories get further integrated with existing knowledge,
Okay.
making connections and strengthening those neural pathways.
Uh-huh.
Some studies even suggest that REM sleep helps us extract the gist,
Okay.
the essential meaning
Okay.
from what we've learned.
So instead of just like rote memorization,
Right.
sleep
Yeah.
helps us understand the why behind the what.
Precisely.
Wow.
It's the difference between memorizing a formula
Right.
and truly grasping the concept behind it.
I like that.
There was this fascinating study
Right.
where participants learned a new skill before sleep.
Okay.
Those who got a full night's rest performed significantly better the next day, showing a deeper understanding of the task.
So those late night study sessions
Yeah,
might feel productive in the moment,
right.
but without sleep,
Yeah.
we're not giving our brains the chance to truly solidify that learning.
It's like building a house on a shaky foundation.
Hmm.
Without that solid base of sleep, our knowledge is less stable and less likely to stick around long term.
Okay, so we've established that sleep deprivation messes with our learning and memory.
Right.
But what about those long-term consequences?
Right.
What happens when we chronically skimp on sleep?
That's where things get really serious.
Oh,
Our sources link chronic sleep deprivation to a whole host of health problems.
okay.
Increased risk of heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, certain types of cancer,
Oh,
even Alzheimer's disease.
that's a pretty scary list.
It is.
But how does something as, like, seemingly simple as sleep
Right.
affect such complex diseases?
Well, chronic sleep deprivation puts the body in a constant state of stress.
Oh,
This leads to elevated levels of cortisol, the stress hormone,
right.
which over time can wreak havoc
Oh,
on your cardiovascular system, immune system,
Right.
and even your brain.
so it's like chronic stress,
Yes.
but on a cellular level.
Exactly.
Wow.
And it's not just the physical effects.
Okay.
Chronic sleep deprivation is also linked to an increased risk of mood disorders like depression and anxiety,
Right.
as well as impaired cognitive function.
It sounds like a downward spiral.
Yeah,
You don't sleep, you're more stressed.
right.
Your health suffers,
Yeah.
and it becomes even harder to get a good night's sleep.
Unfortunately, that's often the case.
Right.
But there's good news.
Okay, good.
Recognizing the problem is the first step towards addressing it.
Okay.
And the research suggests that even small changes to our sleep habits
Okay.
can make a big difference.
That's encouraging.
Yeah,
Okay, so let's talk about those changes.
sure.
We know sleep is important,
Uh-huh.
but like, how much sleep do we actually need?
Right.
Is there a magic number?
While everyone is different,
Okay.
most adults generally need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep per night
Okay.
for optimal health.
Okay.
But it's not just about hitting that number.
Yeah.
It's about the quality of your sleep.
Okay, so what does good quality sleep look like? Is
Yeah.
it just about, like, sleeping through the night without waking up?
That's part of it.
Okay.
But it's also about cycling through the different stages of sleep,
Right.
those non-REM and REM phases we discussed,
Yeah.
without interruption.
Okay.
It's about waking up feeling refreshed and energized,
Yeah.
not groggy and disoriented.
So it's about how you feel,
Exactly.
not just how long you're in bed.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
And to improve sleep quality,
Yeah.
there are a few key things you can focus on.
Okay.
First, establish a consistent sleep schedule.
Okay.
Go to bed and wake up around the same time each day,
Okay.
even on weekends.
I know, even on weekends.
I know.
But why is that so important?
It helps regulate your body's natural sleep-wake cycle,
Okay.
known as your circadian rhythm.
Right.
This internal clock controls a whole host of bodily processes,
Uh-huh.
including sleep.
Yeah.
When you have a regular sleep schedule, your body knows when to start producing melatonin,
Okay.
the sleep hormone,
Wow.
making it easier to fall asleep and wake up naturally.
So it's like setting an alarm for your body's natural sleep cycle.
Precisely.
Got it.
And along with consistency,
Yeah.
create a sleep-conducive environment.
Okay.
Your bedroom should be cool, dark, and quiet.
So invest in blackout curtains.
Yes.
Earplugs. Maybe a fan for white noise.
Exactly.
Okay.
And remember that blue light from screens
Right.
can interfere with melatonin production.
Right.
So avoid electronic devices for at least an hour before bed.
I've been trying to do that,
Yeah.
but it's tough. Any tips for, like, resisting the urge to scroll through social media before bed?
Replace screen time with a relaxing activity.
Okay.
Reading, journaling,
Uh-huh.
taking a warm bath,
Yeah.
or listening to calming music.
Oh,
Make it a ritual you look forward to.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's about creating that positive association
Yes.
with winding down.
Exactly.
Okay, and pay attention to what you're putting into your body.
Yes.
Avoid caffeine and alcohol before bed,
Right.
as they can disrupt your sleep cycle. So no late night coffee
Right.
or nightcaps.
Exactly.
What about food?
A light snack before bed can be helpful,
Okay.
but avoid heavy meals close to bedtime.
Okay.
Some foods like bananas, almonds,
Uh-huh.
and chamomile tea are known to have sleep-promoting properties.
So we've covered sleep schedules,
Yes.
environment, diet.
Yep.
What about exercise?
Right.
Does that affect sleep?
Regular exercise can definitely improve sleep quality,
Okay.
but avoid intense workouts right before bed.
Right.
Aim to finish your exercise routine at least a few hours before you plan to sleep.
So an evening walk is good,
Yes.
but maybe skip that HII class
Exactly.
right before bed.
It's about giving your body time to wind down.
Got it.
And if you've tried all these things
Yeah.
and you're still struggling,
Oh,
don't hesitate to reach out to a healthcare professional.
right.
There might be an underlying sleep disorder that
Yeah.
needs to be addressed.
It's important to remember that we're not alone in this. Yeah, there's help available.
Absolutely. And it's worth seeking that help
Yeah.
because good sleep is an investment that pays off in every aspect of your life.
I like that. Speaking of investment,
Yeah.
our sources actually highlight some companies
Okay.
that are taking sleep seriously.
Right.
Companies like Google and Nike
Oh.
have implemented initiatives like nap pods and flexible work hours
Yes.
to encourage better sleep among their employees.
It's encouraging to see this shift happening.
I think so too.
These companies are recognizing that well-rested employees are
Yeah.
more productive, creative, and engaged.
It's about creating a work culture
Yes.
that prioritizes well-being,
Exactly.
not just output.
Exactly. And hopefully these initiatives will have a ripple effect,
Right.
inspiring more companies to invest in their employees' sleep health.
It's about time we stop glorifying the hustle
Is
and start recognizing the power of rest.
It's about shifting the narrative
Right.
and making sleep a badge of honor, not a sign of weakness.
I love that. Imagine a world where people bragged about how much sleep they get.
Wouldn't that be a refreshing change?
I think so.
And it all starts with each of us making a conscious decision to prioritize sleep
Right.
and make it an integral part of our daily routines.
I'm definitely on board.
Yeah.
I think this deep dive has been a real wake-up call for me, pun intended.
I think we all need those wake-up calls sometimes.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in the business of life
Yeah.
and forget about the fundamental things that truly matter.
Like sleep.
Exactly. And it's never too late to start making changes.
Right.
Even small adjustments to your sleep routine can have a profound impact on your physical and mental well-being.
So as we wrap up this part of the deep dive,
Okay.
let's take a moment to reflect on our own sleep habits.
What's one thing you're going to do differently tonight to prioritize your sleep?
That's a good question. I think I'm going to ditch my phone an hour before bed
Okay.
and try that chamomile tea and banana snack we talked about.
Sounds like a great plan.
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on creating a more relaxing bedtime routine.
Okay.
Maybe a warm bath and some light stretching.
Those are great ideas. Remember, even small changes can make a big difference. It's like, we've been talking about all this research.
Uh-huh.
I've realized just how much our culture glorifies busyness
It does.
and sleep deprivation.
It's almost like a badge of honor to say you only got 4 hours of sleep last night.
Right. It's like we're proving our dedication by
Uh,
sacrificing our health.
Yeah, but the science tells a different story.
Right.
We've seen
Yeah.
how crucial sleep is for our physical and mental well-being,
Right.
our productivity,
Yeah.
even our creativity.
So maybe it's time that we redefine success.
Yeah.
What if instead of celebrating, those who burn the candle at both ends,
Right.
we applauded those who prioritize rest and recharge?
I love that.
Right.
Imagine a world where saying, I got 8 hours of sleep last night, was met with admiration instead of skepticism,
Right.
where prioritizing sleep is seen as a sign of strength and self-awareness,
Yeah.
not laziness.
Totally.
It's a powerful shift in perspective,
Yeah.
and it starts with each of us making that change within ourselves.
Absolutely. We need to start valuing sleep
Yeah.
as the essential pillar of health that it is.
And recognize that investing in our sleep
Yes.
is investing in our overall well-being.
This deep dive has really been like an eye-opener for me.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to be making some changes to my own sleep habits.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's been a good reminder that,
Yeah.
we can't pour from an empty cup.
Right.
We need to prioritize our own rest and rejuvenation
Yes.
if we want to show up as our best selves.
Very well said. And I hope our listeners are feeling inspired to make some changes too.
Remember, even small adjustments can make a big difference.
Right.
Start by establishing a consistent sleep schedule, creating a sleep-friendly environment, and incorporating some relaxing activities into your evening routine.
And if you're struggling,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to reach out for help.
Right.
There are so many resources and professionals available
Yeah.
to support you on your sleep journey.
Sleep is a fundamental human need,
Yeah.
just like food and water.
It's true.
It's time we start treating it with the respect it deserves.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the fascinating world of sleep,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with a final thought.
What if, instead of asking,
Yeah.
how did you sleep, we started asking,
Okay.
how well did you rest?
That's a really beautiful question,
Yeah.
and one I encourage you to ponder as you drift off to sleep tonight.
Sweet dreams, everyone.
Until next time, sleep well.